Welcome to Country Cookin'. I'm your hostess, Cindy Schumacher. On today's show, we're going to be making crustless bacon quiche, caramel rolls, and a fruit salad. So we're going to start with the caramel rolls so they start raising. I have made my dough in my bread machine. I have given you the recipe on the website if you want to make your own dough, or you can buy Rhodes frozen dough, whatever you like. So I've rolled it out into a rectangle, and I'm going to baste it with melted butter. Okay, now we're going to shake it with just a little bit of sugar. There's already a little sugar in the dough, so it doesn't need a lot, but it just gives you a little bit more sweetness. And I'm going to sprinkle real lightly some cinnamon. There's going to be cinnamon in the caramel sauce already, so we don't need a lot. Now the caramel sauce is 1 stick of butter. I'm going to get this going. 3/4 of a cup of vanilla ice cream, and I always use a good quality vanilla, like Blue Bunny or something like that. Just gives you a better flavor to the caramel. And I've got a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. And a 1/2 cup of packed light brown sugar. We're going to let that mix all together, and we'll start rolling up our rolls. And you start from the long side and kind of press as you roll. You're probably used to this, but and then I stretch it out. Now, you can make this into a 9x13 pan, or you can make 2 smaller pans like 8x8s. I like to do the 8x8s. I just feel like it bakes in the center better. So I'm going to butter the bottom of those too with my melted butter. And so each one of these is going to hold about 9 rolls. So when you cut your rolls, you just got to kind of divide down as you go. So it just makes it easier, then you know what you're going to be dealing with. So I'm going to cut it in 2, so I have 9 for each. And then I'm going to go in 3 and 3 again, and then 3 and 3. So each one of these I'm going to cut into 3. That way you never end up short or have a gap in your pan. Kind of squeeze that together so it doesn't fall apart. And then we'll do that again. We'll cut it in 3 and 3, and then 3 and 3. If you want your rolls to be bigger, you can cut it thicker than a 1 inch, but that seems to work for me. They will raise. So this is how they look. I'm going to be working on the caramel sauce. Just starting to melt together, so we're going to get started on the fruit salad dressing. I use a blender for that because it stays together and it doesn't separate, because it'll make about 2 cups and then you can keep it for another time. I'm going to press a lemon for some lemon juice. You can use real lemon if you like. I just happen to have a lemon on hand, so okay. So we're going to start out with our 2/3 cup of sugar. This is a teaspoon of grated onion. You just use a regular onion, you use your regular grater. I use the fine side, and so that's a teaspoon of grated onion. This is the 1/3 cup of honey. Third cup of white vinegar. Okay, now we're going to use a teaspoon of dry mustard. A teaspoon of paprika. Teaspoon of celery seed. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Get that. Okay, we need a tablespoon of the lemon juice. Now I'm going to take it over to the blender, and we're going to incorporate 1 cup of oil very slowly so that it stays mixed and doesn't come separated. So I'm going to have you take just a little quick break. Remember, all these recipes can be found on the Valley website, and if you don't have internet, call the girls and they'll get you a copy. I'm going to get going on this, and I don't want to have you listen to the blender. But what you do is you take your little cap off of your blender top, and then you pour it slowly into the mixture. So we'll be right back.
Sign up for HD or DVR from Valley this month and receive 2 months free and free installation. Call us today at 437-2615. You don't want to miss out on this offer.
Ready to put the caramel sauce on. I'm going to sprinkle some cinnamon into the caramel sauce, and that's just to taste, however you like it. We put a little in the rolls already, so you don't need a whole lot. And you want to bring it to a boil just so the sugar dissolves. And then you pour it over the top of the rolls. Now you can do this, like if you're making it for Easter morning or something like that, you can do this ahead of time and then put it in the refrigerator overnight and then just bake it in the morning when you get up. Make sure you cover it. Okay, now I'm going to cover it with some plastic wrap. We'll set those aside, and I usually also put a dry towel over the top, just give it a little more insulation, and then it'll rise a little more quickly. Okay, so now we'll start working on the quiche. I like to make I like to mix everything up in my blender. If you want to use a rotary mixer or a handheld mixer, that's fine too. So I'm going to melt the butter. And we're going to put 3 whole eggs. I use large. The nice thing about a crustless quiche is that you cut the calories, and it's just a lighter breakfast casserole than one that has a lot of bread in it and everything. So got our 3 eggs. This is our 4th cup of butter. I'm just gonna soften the rest of it down here. Our 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, and this is our buttermilk baking mix. Spatula here. This is a 1/2 cup. Okay, we're gonna take it over to the blender, and we're going to add 1.5 cups milk, and it doesn't take long to incorporate it, so just take a minute here. We're going to spray our pie pan and pour this in. Then we're going to sprinkle our bacon. I've pre-fried and crumbled and drained the bacon on paper towels. So we're going to sprinkle it all around. I fried up the whole pound, so you don't need quite the whole thing, but then we have our cup of cheddar cheese, and we sprinkle that over the top. Now, with the back of a spoon, we're going to lightly press that through the surface of the buttermilk mixture here. So you just want to just press it through like that. Okay. Now we're going to put it in the oven. It takes about a half an hour at 350. Might take a little longer. You want to check it. And if you can insert a knife in the center and it comes out clean, then you know that it's done. So we'll take a quick break while I clean up, and then
Protect your investment with smart farm monitoring from Valley Telecommunications. Get video surveillance cameras for your home, shop, or barn. Sign up now and receive 5% off of Clear to Their cameras and 1 month free of off-site storage.
Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
Okay, we're ready to put the rolls in the oven. I'll let you take a peek at them. See, they've gotten nice and fluffy. So we'll take off the plastic and get them going. Okay, now we're going to work on our fruit salads. What I didn't tell you at the beginning is that this fruit salad dressing is actually from my parents' restaurant, from Helen's California Kitchen. It's their secret honey dressing recipe that I'm sharing with you, so I hope you'll enjoy it. And these plates are actually from Helen's. When my dad and mom sold the restaurant, they gave all of us girls a set of 12, so they're very special. But one of the secrets about making salads for several people is that you make them all look identical, and that way you won't forget something on someone's plate or something. So what we do is I've washed the lettuce, and we make a lettuce bed on your plate, kind of like this. Give yourself some like this, and then we'll line as many as you want, whether you're having 2, 3, or 12. You get your lettuce beds ready. Like that. And what you want to do, depending on the time of the year that you're making these, there's different fruit in season. So you get your lettuce like that, and then you make a little bit of what we call hay, just so you have a little bit of a lettuce bed in the bottom, because the salad dressing is delicious on the lettuce. So we'll just put a little bit of a bed there like that. And then you start arranging the fruit. And what we like to do is always start with an orange in the center, because it's round and it you know, it's kind of a focal point. So I've peeled the orange with a knife so that you don't have the white. And then you start arranging your fruit around. And like I said before, you want to make sure that you do them all identical, so that somebody doesn't get shortchanged with their fruit. It's really not quite watermelon season yet, but I couldn't resist. So here again, I'm kind of going back and forth, making sure that I make them look alike. And you can, if you've got a lot more fruit, you can just use one chunk of something, or you can use more of something else if you have less fruit. You know, do whatever you feel like, just have some fun with it. Okay, so this is how they look. And then you can either serve the dressing for them or pass the dressing and let them take what they want. We'll wait just a few minutes so that it's ready at the same time as our quiche and our rolls. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Valley Telecommunications is pleased to announce that our Technology Solutions Center is fully stocked and open for business. We have a large selection to meet your wants and needs. Some of the items we currently carry are a variety of corded and cordless phones, different brands of tablets such as Kindle Fires and Apple iPads and all the accessories for them, Telekin computers, Epson and HP printers and ink cartridges, Apple iPods and accessories, office supplies, wireless keyboards and mice, cellular phones and accessories, different types of media storage, cameras, headphones, power strips and surge protectors, and much, much more. You can also get your very own Valley swag. Our prices are reasonable and comparable to any other retail store. If there is something that you want or need that we do not currently carry, please let us know so that we can check into it for you. We accept all major credit cards, cash or check. Please feel free to stop by our office and check out our new and improved store for all of your technology and day-to-day business needs.
Okay, the quiche is done. We're going to take it out. Okay, it's like this. We're going to let it set for about 10 minutes, and by then the rolls should be done and we'll be ready to eat. Okay, we've got the caramel rolls ready. I'm going to take the pan out. This is what they'll look like. We're going to let these set too for just a minute, and then we're going to invert them onto our serving plate. So we'll be right back. Remember that if you want any of these recipes, you can find them on the website, and if you don't have internet, just give the girls a call and they'll get the recipe out to you. We'll be right back. We're going to invert our caramel rolls onto a plate. So I've just got a serving platter here. Give them a minute to separate. Go. Okay, we're ready to dish. Drizzle a little bit of our fruit dressing on. And there you go, your nice little Easter brunch. Thank you for joining us on this segment of Country Cooking, and we'll see you next time.